I voted for Trump today. It's Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. I voted. But the thing about me is I'm not a political person. For so many years of my life, I'd say for like a solid 20 years of my life, I have been very vocal about the fact that I'm not political. I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, and I'd say even a month ago, I was completely on the fence on this election. Who am I going to vote for? I'm just in the middle. I see the good and the bad of both sides. And ultimately, I just don't know, and I didn't really care was the thing. But I will say, I was able to make a decision. And really, there's three things that I can see on basically how the Democrats lost my vote and the Republicans gained my vote in this election. So here we go. Keep in mind, this is Tuesday, November 5th. It's like 4:22 in the afternoon. And I don't know yet, in my real time, who ended up winning the election. So that's an advantage you have. You already know. I don't know. Here's the three things that caused me ultimately to decide to vote for Trump, which I did today. Number one is male podcasters. So I do not watch the news. I don't keep up with social media. Yes, I post YouTube videos and I post certain things, but I am not consuming social media. I do not watch network television, so I don't know what, and I know good and well that all the major networks are obviously very liberal. And I also, to be clear, don't watch Fox News either. So I'm not getting that exposure. But where am I getting my entertainment / information from? From YouTube. Specifically for me, it's certain podcasters. So that includes Theo Vaughn, that includes Joe Rogan, that includes Dave Ramsey. Now, something they all happen to have in common over this last month or so is they both invited Donald Trump and Kamala Harris to be a guest on their podcast. And in all three cases, Donald Trump accepted and he showed up and he interviewed with them. And also in all three cases, Kamala Harris did not show up and she did not interview. Now, here's what's interesting about that is I feel that I represent a lot of men who are not necessarily vocal about who they're planning to vote for. They vote, they just don't talk about it. And they know good and well not to listen to the mainstream network news. But we want to hear from people who think more like us. And I will say that Theo Vaughn, Dave Ramsey, and Joe Rogan all were very clear. Hey, I have an open mind. I want to hear what both sides have to say, and then I'll make a decision. And it turns out, thanks to their interview with Donald Trump, I was actually able to see him in a different light. I wasn't seeing him in his stage persona. I was seeing him in his regular human being persona, and I definitely appreciated that. So that's step number one, is that these male podcasters invited Trump and he showed up, but Kamala Harris did not. So right there, that says, okay, well, I feel valued by Trump in this situation. I don't feel valued by Kamala Harris. Because that's how you would get through to me. They actually do have influence over me. Theo Vaughn, Joe Rogan, Dave Ramsey. There's others, but I watch their content on a daily basis. All right, number two, the economy. I am a hardworking man. I contribute to society. So if there's one of the candidates that's known for at least having a very, very clear vision for the economy, it was Donald Trump. So if nothing else, I'm going to vote for the economy, for the person who is making that part of his platform. Lastly, and this is where it really gets interesting and personal, I guess, is I know that I'm a good man. Do you see me? Is the concept. Who sees me? Does Donald Trump see me? Does Kamala Harris see me? I felt seen by Donald Trump. See, here's the thing, and I don't think this is an exaggeration, and I don't identify with, some kind of certain part of, feel bad for men, we're marginalized. But at the same token, there's some truth in that it seems that men are perceived to not have value. Especially a white, straight man. I'm made to believe that I'm the bad guy, that I'm the problem. But the reality is, though, I'm a married man. I'm faithful to my wife. I love and care for my children. Again, I'm a hardworking person who has a full-time job plus other side hustles. I'm a caring person. I'm a good person. I give to society through my time and services, and even through my extra income, charitable giving. Like, I'm a good person. I don't have a criminal record. I'm staying out of trouble, and I'm contributing in society. And I feel unseen by the Democratic side this time around. I definitely I feel like everybody's been catered to except for my demographic, and yet I'm faithfully showing up, quietly actually showing up faithfully for my community and for my family. I'm a good person. I'm a good citizen, but yet I'm feeling marginalized, and I don't mean that in a victimized way. I just mean I feel unseen by the Democratic side, and I don't feel unseen by Trump. So I want to be very clear. I still don't really identify as a political person, but I will say, especially moving forward, it feels like that's the trajectory of, that's the focus of what's going on in politics, is that if you are a loyal, committed, law-abiding man, then the Democratic side doesn't really care about you, and they're going to ignore you, and they're going to assume you're going to vote for Trump anyway. Funny thing is, my heart was not set on voting for Trump. I really, truly was open-minded. A month ago, I could have voted either way. But it's interesting, and that, again, I don't know who wins this election. You do. I don't know that. You'll put it in the comments either way. But it does make me, let me make this video as sort of a prophecy of sorts. Because if Trump does end up winning the election, I think it was evidence that there were a lot of people like me who were quietly feeling unseen, and we quietly showed up and voted. We just didn't talk about it. And we recognize that what's showing up on media, they're not showing any kind of validation for Trump. So it's this quiet, slight majority that might show up and cause him to win the election. If that ended up not being what happened, either way, I make this video to explain why, for me, a truly independent political person ended up voting for Trump. Because the influence came through male podcasters, not through network TV. Because I am very focused on the economy, and because I feel that I am a good man, and I'm feeling like I'm unseen and almost looked down on for being a white man. That's how I feel. I don't feel like a victim, but I do feel that one side was paying attention to me and the other was not. Okay, now you can put your comments right here, and you can tell me who won the election. Because remember, I'm living in the past right now. I don't know. You know. Feel free to share your comments right here.